Hey everyone out there on YouTube, this is Chris McKee with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. Today, I'm joined by the winner of the electric guitar category at our Guitar Wars 30 competition, Daniel Miller. Daniel, thanks.
Thank you so much.
It was awesome for you to compete. Thanks for winning, and thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So if you guys have been following us, our intrepid viewership, we had a Guitar Wars competition. It's 30th year of Guitar Wars, so it's actually the longest running guitar competition in the United States. And Daniel, you kind of won in dramatic fashion because from what we who are here can remember, this is the first time that Guitar Wars kind of came down to a photo finish. We had a tie for both third place in electric category and potentially first place. And so we ended up kind of doing a playoff and allowing the audience to gauge it. And coming down to the wire at the very end, it was tough. It was neck and neck. And you eventually pulled out the win. So again, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And you're here with your part of your spoils.
Oh my God. Oh yeah, I love it so much.
So this blue Telecaster was part of the prize, and of course bragging rights. But you know, one of the things that I got to say, and I want to kind of ask you a little bit about your music, but I want to lead into it with this. You know, you had a fantastic performance during Guitar Wars, which is what had the judges vote you kind of there at the top with one of the top scores. But then when we do the playoff, the first three contestants kind of went into that kind of guns blazing, trying to play notes as fast and cleanly as possible. And you took a very, very different approach, which I think worked out in your favor. So tell me a little about that experience, that moment, and what led you to kind of take that approach.
Well, it was, I had played a blues first, and that was kind of more of my notey kind of thing. I wanted to show off more of my technique. And I mean, I didn't think I was going to place at all. When I think it was you said my name, I was like totally amazed. I didn't think that I would make it at all. And the thing that I thought about after I played is that, well, I don't think I was going to win anyway, but I wish I would have played a ballad. I wish I would have played Around Midnight. Just because that was a song. The next day I had my jury at school, and that was one of the pieces that I was working on, so I kind of wanted to test it out in front of people. And I've also just wanted to get more solo guitar playing gigs. And so I just wanted to, you know, try it out. And it seemed like a climactic thing to do. So I was really hyped. I was pumped when you said that. So I was like, I'm gonna use this.
That was a real gutsy move. And I think the crowd really responded to it. And you ended up winning, and of course the guy that was competing with you got second place, and he was very happy, and it was just a very cool way to end the night. So tell me a little bit about the music that you're playing. So you play around San Antonio here, anywhere else?
I go to Austin every now and then, but not really a whole lot. I've played South by Southwest the past 2 years with different bands that I'm in. But mostly it's just locally around San Antonio.
Okay, and where can people find your music if they're looking for you?
So you can find Daniel Miller and the Red Roses, which is my country band, on bandcamp.com. You can find Mr. Pidge, which is a psychedelic hip-hop band, kind of jazzy, that I'm in on SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes, and Bandcamp, I believe. And then there's a jazz group that I play with a whole bunch, the Spiders, and we have some live videos on YouTube, I believe.
Cool. So, you know, leave this video and go check out the Spiders.
Yeah.
And you're on Instagram?
Yes.
And you show with some of your playing?
Oh, yeah.
What's your tag on Instagram?
Daniel Miller 1997.
Okay, Daniel Miller 1997. That's obviously his address or the last four of his social security number. So tell me a little bit about your playing's pretty eclectic. You just mentioned all of the different bands that you're in. So talk a little bit about some of your influences and how you approach the guitar.
Well, let's see. I started really learning about the mechanics of the instrument Well, first I was a blues player, and that's how I learned how to improvise. And I really, really took to improvising. And so after I took lessons with my first guitar teacher, I kind of got into jazz, and that opened up like a whole other harmonic dimension, sort of. So that's when I really started to try and get better at guitar in high school, is when I got into jazz, and I went to different jazz competitions. And I guess maybe I wouldn't call myself a jazz snob at the time, but that was the only thing that I was working on, and pretty much the only thing that I was listening to. So I tried to get as good at that as I could. And then when I started college, though, I assumed that my electric guitar teacher would be all about, teaching me jazz, which he was. There's a guy named Jason Valdez, and he's an excellent guitar player. But then he was just like, yeah, no, you need to listen to more Led Zeppelin. You need to, which I did in high school.
Yeah.
I loved that stuff. And we would talk about Hendrix and like how Hendrix sounds and how that relates to Pat Metheny, John Scofield, Bill Frisell. And so a lot of those players, like country players, jazz players, and rock players, are where I get the majority of my influence, and under the tutelage of the teachers that I've had, kind of helped it merge into this eclectic kind of sound, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. I think music has, if you go back far enough, everything's kind of influenced by something else, and when we can bring it back full circle and find where maybe those intersections are, it's cool. You can create a sound that's influenced by a number of different genres, and so it's a great way of playing. And I hear some of that in what you're playing.
Cool.
So very, very cool. So you're playing in the bands and kind of around town. What are your plans kind of going forward?
Going forward, I want to get my degree from UIW. I'm a music industry student there. And so I want to graduate from there and live in San Antonio, move out and live in San Antonio for a bit, because I love this city so much. I live way out in the country, and so it's kind of hard. It's not that hard, but I want to, really get to experience this city for a good while, and then I'm thinking about moving out to LA and trying my hand out there. I thought about New York, but I think if I were to go try this, psychedelic hip hop thing with Mr. Pidge, and maybe even try going down to Bakersfield every now and then and trying out the country thing with the Roses, that could be, that the West Coast would be the place to go. But that's like 6 or 7 years out, I'm thinking. But then again, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Cool.
So, yeah.
Well, exciting stuff, and also I mentioned at Guitar Wars, and everyone can see just an impeccable dresser as well.
Thanks.
The pants that night were spot on, perfect. So, again, thanks for coming and doing the interview, and we want to hear a little bit of your plans. So let's let everyone kind of enjoy the musical stylings of Daniel the Miller. That's my new term for you.
Hey everyone, I want to thank you for watching the videos that we produce. We put these out to help you choose the right guitar, understand some of the options that are out there, and to showcase some of the latest models that you may not get the opportunity to play in your local music store. If you have benefited or enjoyed watching any of our videos, then I want to tell you how you can help us to make more. We have created a new t-shirt just for guitar nuts like you and me. It's this. It says, "I'm a guitar nut." So if you're like me, you are a guitar nut. And if you're also like me, walking around naked is probably an offense. So we want you to have this shirt. Follow the link, go to our website. These are going to be limited time, and you can put in a pre-order for it now. They will be shipping soon. Once they're gone, they're gone. So follow the link below and get your guitar nut shirt that only you and other guitar players will understand with a knowing wink. Thanks again for watching.